Hello dear friends, welcome again to my YouTube channel on the subject topic Geotechnical Engineering Consultancy Tips. Today I will be discussing with you all about pile foundations and drilling mud bentonite. That is, जब भी हम pile foundations अगर sand में हम pile foundations cast करते हैं under water, तो we have to use bentonite for stability of the drilled borehole so that the further concreting can be done into that very particular drilled borehole. So today we will be discussing about properties, functions and requirements of bentonite as per Annex D under clause 7.4 of IS 2911 part 1 section 2, which is board cast in situ concrete piles code, second division, and as per Annex D under clause 8.4.1 of IS 2911 part 3 2021, which is actually a code of underlaid piles. Now next, properties and functions of bentonite. Properties of bentonite are: the bentonite suspension used in boreholes is actually clay of Montmorillonite group having exchangeable sodium cations, due to which bentonite on dispersion breaks down into small plate-like particles having a negative charge on the surfaces and positive charge on the edges. When this dispersion is left to stand undisturbed within the borehole, the particles become oriented, building up a mechanical structure of its own held by electrical bonds into a thin jelly-like mass or membrane. When this jelly is agitated, the weak electrical bonds are broken and the suspension becomes fluid again. Now, the functions. The functions of bentonite are: bentonite stabilizes the sides of boreholes primarily due to its thixotropic property, which permits the material to have the consistency of a fluid when introduced into a trench or hole. When left undisturbed, it forms a jelly-like membrane on the borehole wall, and when agitated, it becomes a fluid again, which has been described now twice within these two paragraphs, continuous paragraphs. In granular soils underwater, where actually there is a need of bentonite suspension to be used in, because हमारे जो सैंडी सॉइल के बोरहोल होते हैं अंडर वाटर, वहाँ बोरहोल कोलैप्स करने का डर होता है. देयर आर ऑलवेज अ चांसेस ऑफ borehole collapsing. Therefore, in order to stabilize these boreholes for concreting purpose, so that the reinforcement cage can be put in and concreting can be done, we have to use these bentonite suspension in granular soils underwater. So what actually is this? Bentonite suspension penetrates into sides under positive pressure and after a while forms a jelly. This suspension in turn gets deposited on the sides of the hole and makes the surface impervious and imparts a plastering effect all throughout the periphery and the circumference of these boreholes. In impervious clay, the bentonite does not penetrate into the soil but deposits only as thin film on the surface of hole. Under such condition, stability is derived from the hydrostatic head of the suspension. Now, coming on to my last slide. The requirements of bentonite. The bentonite powder and bentonite suspension used for piling work shall satisfy the following requirements as per the two respective Indian standard codes, which I had referred to in my first slide. Now, the liquid limit of the bentonite when tested in accordance with Indian standard code IS 2720 part 5 shall be 400% or more. The bentonite suspension shall be made by mixing it with fresh water using a pump for circulation. The density of the freshly prepared bentonite suspension shall be between 1.03 and 1.10 gram per milliliter, depending upon the pile dimensions and the type of soil in which the pile is to be bored. The marsh viscosity of bentonite suspension when tested by a marsh cone shall be between 30 and 60 strokes. In special cases, it may be allowed up to 90 strokes. The pH value of the bentonite suspension shall be between 9 and 11.5. So dear friends, these are the properties of bentonite which must be adhered to while doing concreting underwater, especially in sandy soils underwater. And I hope that the engineer concerned at the site should strictly abide by these properties of bentonite at site. Hope, dear friends, you would have loved watching this video of mine. Keep on subscribing to my YouTube channel, Geotechnical Engineering Consultancy. Thank you very much.